Brittany. This is a group for people that's dealing with a family member or loved one that's battling some type of addiction. That can be any type of addiction. It don't have to be a certain kind or anything. Just one that you were affected by. One of my main things that I would like for everyone in the group to know is that I feel like it's really important that everyone gets a chance to get their thoughts and feelings out there. Um, and that we may hear some very sensitive details or, in stories. So everything will be kept confidential. Whatever gets told in the group stays in the group. And I guess we'll just start with the introductions. We'll introduce ourselves today and we'll get to know a little bit about each other. And then we'll go from there.
Okay, my name's Cassandra, and I've dealt with a family member that's been addicted since I was younger. I'm 21 almost, and she's been addicted since I've been about 13 or a little bit younger. It's affected me in many ways. I mean, she steals, lies, and is manipulative, and it hurts. Not only hurts herself, but others that are around her in many different ways, and it's why I'm here today.
My name's Jessica, and I have many family members that are addicted, and it's affected their way they think, the way they feel, the way they act, and it's also affected people around them, and no good's ever come about it. So uh, that's about it.
Well, I already introduced myself. My name's Brittany. Um, my mom who was addicted. Um, she became addicted when I was about 11. And she just recently got into a clinic and has actually stayed in it and done what she needed to do and not abuse the treatment that they were giving her for the last about year and a half. So there's a lot of emotions going on there and a lot of things that have to be dealt with and a lot of forgiveness that are in the process. Um, I begin to deal with those by thinking of ways that I can, um, I don't know, maybe see things differently, maybe from her point of view a little bit, or try to be a little better understanding. And even if your family member or loved one that is battling addiction is still, battling it and is still falling off the wagon and trying to pick their stuff back up, don't give up hope so quickly, even if it has been years that they have been addicted, because I never would have thought. I thought I would be putting my mom in the ground before that I would see her become clean for me and my sisters and my, stepdad and my family. And I believed that for a long time. So there's always hope that things will get better, even if it don't seem that way right now. Um, so what are some ways that I want to know that you guys maybe handle your emotions and handle the stress of that? What are some things that you do to kind of take your mind off of it or, make it not seem as dark? Because that's a really dark place to be, not only for the family member that's addicted, but also for the family that's having to watch.
I just strive to be a better person. I mean, I dedicate myself. I spend my time working, and if I'm not working at my job, I'm working at school, and just trying to better myself for my future.
So you kind of learn from their mistakes
Yeah.
instead of having to make them yourself. That's understandable that, that happens. And that sometimes isn't always, even though that they're not doing the best, at least you wouldn't, you're not doing it with them or they didn't, they pushed you to be the better person that you are instead of maybe going down a different path.
To get my mind off things, in my work or I work, my job, and I just try not to dwell on the negative, and I try to think positively about them, even if they're in a bad spot. I try to look on the better things, and
Yeah.
just try to think best of them, try to hope that they do better for them and their family stuff.
And the hope I want to become, like a goal for me personally in this group is to, even though that my mother is in your mission, that doesn't mean she'll stay that way. There's been times where she has been clean this long, not this long, but there has been times when she's been clean a month or two or 3, 4, even 5, 6 months, and she has, you know, got a wild hair of her butt and went on a binge and fell right back down. So, um, the way that I try to, a goal for me is to um, bring positive energy to me and her, try to repair the relationship, because it's a lot of years for a relationship to be broken. So there's still many things that me and her have to work on, and my goal is to try to better our relationship, try to make it stronger, try to repair, the damage that's been done, even if she, does fall off the wagon again. I know that I tried. I want to know that I tried my best to make, you know, the best relationship with her and to not be one of the people that were saying, you're never going to get better, or instead of bringing negativity to her, trying to keep her, in a positive light or keep her in a positive mindset so she don't go back down that road. So one of my goals is to try to find healthy, of this group is to try to find healthy ways to do that, and not let my anger or my emotions get the best of me while trying to repair that relationship with her. Do you
Yeah.
guys have any goals, to get out of this group, personal goals that you would like to achieve?
My goal is for me to let all the resentment against her go and the hate.
And that's a very hard and brave thing to do because,
My goal was to get closer, have a closer relationship, because you have many fond memories of them before they get cut off.
you know,
And keeping them closer to you helps you in the long run than pushing them away, because if you push them away, then they may just, relapse. And it's really hard, coming from the place that they once were if they get worse off.
it took me a lot of years to realize that even though my mom chose to do what she did, that, it's hard to, even though, you don't blame yourself because it's never your fault that they chose that life. But for me, one of the hardest things to realize that we were keeping her in that dark spot because we were, disowning her and calling her names and saying every bad thing you could say to her and downing her and I mean just awful, angry, hurtful, mean things. And I'm not saying that it's bad. It's not wrong to feel that way because they hurt you and they are choosing a substance and they're letting it control them over you, who there's, their child, whether it be a child or a sister or an aunt and uncle, whatever.
They just
They're
have to
choosing to love that more. But it took
have
me
the
a lot of years.
disease.
Yeah, it took me a long time to realize that we were partially, me and my sisters and my family were partially responsible for making her feel like that was the only place that she could be, that she was never going to be lifted up from that dark place because we were never going to think no different of her, that it didn't matter if she tried hard, because she would always fail. And that's how looking back now, I think that's how we made her feel, that she was never going to be, even if she tried to do better, that it was never going to be enough, or she was always going to be in that dark place. And that's something I came to realize over the years, with everything. And you got to find forgiveness. You don't forgive them for them, even if if they're clean or if they're still battling addiction of alcohol or drugs. You got to find forgiveness and let go of all that hate and anger for you, because you can't live with that hate and carry it around because it'll slowly eat away at you.
That would be the main goal of having somebody that's addicted is forgiveness. Because when you forgive someone, it just takes it just takes a weight off of your shoulders.
So, how do you think this first session has went? What do you guys think about it? Do you think that, maybe over, future sessions that you can accomplish these goals you set out personally for yourselves?
Makes you think
Okay, well, what I want you guys to do is a little homework assignment to bring back to me. Just write them a letter. Write your, you don't have to give it to them, but write the things that you want to say, get it all out. Whether it be angry or happy or mean or sad, write all of it out. Get it all out in the open. And you don't have to give it to them. You don't even have to bring it back in and read them to me, but do it for you. Because when you write it out and you throw it away, it hurts no one. But I guarantee you will feel 100% better about the whole situation. Getting it out, getting it off your chest, off your shoulders. If you want to give it to them, that's fine. But, it may not be some of the stuff that you're feeling right now may not be the what they need to hear at the moment, depending upon their situation. Oh yeah, not denying that a bit. They do. Sometimes tough love. You have to give them tough love because there's only so far that you can go with an addict before they would drain you dry.
I myself, I don't live life with regrets. And if something was to happen to these loved ones and we didn't tell them how we felt, then what are you going to feel when they're in the grave?
Yeah,
That's what
because
I think about.
I'm sure that you guys have fond, each of you have fond memories of the person, or the family member that you're referring to. And so, and it's sometimes hard to look past all that they have done. When they have been in their addiction and battling their addiction, it's sometimes hard to look past that and see, remember the good times because it often overpowers all of them. The bad does.
You just gotta remember that they can't, they can't help what they've done. I mean,
Yeah.
at the time, it's just different situations. Like
Yeah, it all just depends upon, what the situation is too. Like everybody's situation's gonna be, different.
Everybody has regrets, and everybody does stuff that they're not proud of.
But as long as they keep on trying, I mean,
you gotta try to be there for them.
Yeah.
Even if it's at a distance, just so that they know that you care.
Yeah. You ain't got to be there financially because I'm sure that that's the last thing they need is somebody to enable their habit. No, and you want them to know, you want to know, for yourself and to let them know that you've done everything you could to help them, even if they are ungrateful, and it's not going to be till the next, it'll be the next day and they'll be hollering, oh well, why don't, yeah, I mean, you got to know for you that you done, all you could for them, and that's all anybody can hope for.
I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah, right. I mean, you guys don't even have to do it. It's optional. It's not something that's mandatory. But these exercises and stuff may help you, get out all those negative feelings, so you can focus more on positive feelings towards them or the person, And you may even find out stuff about yourself that you didn't know, or feel you know. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, we feel stuff and we don't know how to explain it at the time, or we just can't even tell people how we feel because it's, that personal. Sometimes you can't. And even if you have a significant other, sometimes you can't even talk about stuff like, that with them.
Once they see it, I mean, they know, and it makes you feel better.
Yeah, oh yeah. I definitely believe in the power of writing and the power of, even just getting it out there because you can't live with that stuff bundled up, those negative feelings inside it. So that's going to be the end of our first session, and that actually went on in depth a little further than I had planned. So until next time, guys, thank you.